What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is my favorite time of the year. Currently making all of our daily Home Depot / Lowe's runs to do some yard work, which I love doing. So I'm gonna take you around and show you what I've already done for the day because I forgot to film. I got a little too excited. And then what I'm gonna work on for the rest of the day and show you the yard, a little what's going on right now. I'm excited to show you, so let's go. So first, my favorite thing was we added an entire new sprinkler zone to handle all of the hydrangeas and azalea bushes in the front. So I'm excited about that. I am laying down weed blocker in all of the garden beds and over there by our privet hedge to make sure that we have a weed-free garden before they add the mulch for the season. And I am going to work on the actual garden. So last year we built a garden bed. Watch that video here. But we had a crazy season. We rented the house last year, so we didn't get to pay a ton of attention to the garden. So here's what she's looking like now. I'm embarrassed to show you, but this is the reality. So I bought more stones to finally finish this, a bunch of weed spray to get all rid of the weeds, and then I bought a mortar to do so that it's like the rocks don't bleed over into the yard. So then the garden will look nice, and then we can actually put stuff in it and it'll be good. We're getting some weird patches of grass in the yard that are like just, like that's an amazing section of grass. Whatever this is, can it like be the whole yard? So hopefully our lawn guy can fix that, but we added soaker hoses around all of these plants as well, which are starting to get a little bit of a bloom. So I need to finish doing the weed blocker and I need to work on the garden bed. Let's see what all I can do today. All right, so here's what I've done so far. I got this weed blocker down next to the driveway. And we're gonna lay mulch on top of this and then the weeds will come through. Ooh. Hi. So I'm gonna do this around the edge. It's like a no dig edging. I'll just use things to hammer them in, and then I got more pebbles to fill, and then some weed blocker. So I'm gonna work on this first because I feel like the weed blocker is pretty easy, but this is gonna take me some time. So I gotta get like a sledgehammer and a shovel, and so let's try to get this edge in. Now that I did a horrible job edging that out, I'm gonna take that edge and use these stakes and my sledgehammer to build an edge, and then we'll refill it with rocks. Now that I got that done, I just wheelbarrowed over the gravel, the pea pebbles, and I'm gonna disperse those. The tire's flat on the wheelbarrow, so it was a lot of push and pull. I ran out of rocks, but let me show you what I got done so far. This side had nothing before. Need to fill in a few spots. That. Got to fill in over there and then get some more rocks, and this will all be mulch. That's it. I'm gonna probably just go get the rocks next time we're out here, and then I'm gonna do the weed blocker now since the mulch will be laid before we come back. So now, started a little bit, just using this weed blocker, I guess. Sling it down in the flower beds so that way when they put the mulch down, nothing will come up and it will just be nice and weed free. Next up, I'm gonna do this garden bed. I don't have a ton of weeds now. I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna cut around these hydrangeas, but I think I'm just gonna roll it out, cut the length of it, and then I'll trim down around the hydrangeas. Now to get around these, I'm just gonna cut from the top and then place it around and then maybe do like a little star cut if I need to. So I finished the front two garden beds, there and there. Not the most aesthetically pleasing, but it will be covered by mulch in like a week. And I think that's all I'm gonna do. I don't think I'm gonna do the back garden beds because we didn't have a ton of weeds in those last year. And it's also pretty difficult to do that, as you saw. So I think I'm just gonna go around and spray some more of the Weed Be Gone on the weeds that I can see in the garden bed and in the yard. And then I'm just gonna pick up, and I guess that's it. I don't really know what this video was, but me attempting to do things for the first time. Let's go clean up the backyard. So we have these garden beds too, but we don't know what we're putting in them yet, so I don't want to cover them up. And also, like, you can barely see any weeds there. Those front ones are just for, I want them to be the best looking they can be. Rocks are settling in. I just need to go get some more. This is all for when we plant the tomatoes and stuff. That builds up the tomatoes. This is my soaker hose. I need to throw some trash away, cut that. But I'm just gonna go around and spray the rest of the weeds that I can find, and hopefully they die. But I think that's it. I'm not gonna film anymore because I don't really know what else I need to do, and so that this video doesn't carry on and has no real purpose. So thank you for watching. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, guys, it's the next day. This video is actually not over yet because I made a mistake. I was having a little bit of anxiety last night. I always get anxious about the yard because I want it to look nice, whatever. So I started doing some research on this landscape fabric because in my mind, I was like, oh, this makes sense. You lay it down, water gets through it, all this stuff. It's great. But because of the fabric, you can't get like organic matter into the soil. So worms can't get in, like leaves and sticks can't dissolve into the soil, and overall can hurt the soil in the long run. So I talked to our landscaper, like the guy who manages our yard and whatnot, and he said it's fine, and if we don't like it at the end of the season, they'll take it up and get rid of it. But I'm gonna leave it like close to the edge here because this is where we had the weeds. And then I'm gonna take it out from in the middle and stuff because all of these plants get pretty big. They shouldn't get weeds in there anyway because the plants will be big enough and it won't have enough sun and whatnot. I just had to get back on here because I know someone's gonna comment before this video is even done, before they even get to this part, that landscape fabric is bad. And I'm taking half of it up and I'm just leaving it in a little bit of areas where we have a lot of weeds. So now this video is over. So see you later.